Here we are in the new office with cats and guitars. Here they are, guitars. I've moved. I have a new place and it's still coming together. And because of that, there was a gap in my videos, but I'm back with more videos from a new place. We're gonna try a bunch of different things. But while I am putting stuff together, let's begin with just a really quick introduction to my new place. And this is where recording will happen of videos and music and that sort of thing. But then there's a second part of it, which will be the guitar building part, which will happen in the garage. All right, so here we are in the garage where my, workshop to be is slowly coming together. And this is what I have so far. Basically just my portable work table there that I've unfolded and dumped a bunch of tools on that I'm trying to sort of go through and organize. As you can see, nothing is really organized at this point. Everything is just jumbled together, sanding stuff and painting stuff and staining stuff and wax stuff and all kinds of stuff just mixed together. But some things are a little bit organized, like this box here. It has a bunch of ingredients for the the electronics. It has pots, big pots and small pots. It has buttons for things like Stratocasters, but also 4-button configurations. You might spot some caps in there. You can see switches and switch knobs and so on and so forth. So that's my little electronics box. I've got a bunch of different tools like these feeler gauges, or not feeler gauges, but radius gauges. I got feeler gauges too, they'll come up a bit here. There's my stamp pad. Here is my very first toolbox from when I first started building my guitar, and still my main toolbox today. My fret erasers here for polishing frets. Gotta have a little tiny wrench, of course. Got a fret rocker. I got this leveling beam that isn't very good, and I don't really use it that often. It feels too flimsy for me, I guess. I got these nut files, which is great if you're upgrading your nut, like if you're using Graphtec nuts or something like that, they usually require a little bit of extra love. We got more. There's the feeler gauges. This tiny little screwdriver is very good for like tuner hole screws and that sort of thing. Not hole screws, but tuner screws. Basic tools. There you go. While I'm working on all these organizational tasks, if you will, and just putting my workshop together and my office and all that stuff, I'm going to take it a little bit easy on the building part of guitar projects. So what I'm going to do in the next few weeks is I'm going to focus on some repairs on previous projects that I've made, but also 2 refinishes. And both of them happen to be Squiers. I'm going to show you these 2 babies right now and talk a little bit about what I'm going to do to them and why. So here we go. Miss Jean is my first real project. It's a Squier Stratocaster that I upgraded, and actually turned out really nice. I'm very happy with it, except for the finish, because when I sprayed on the finish, I got a little impatient. And as we all know, the #1 rule of making guitars is patience. So what I ended up with was a tacky finish that never fully cured, and to this day, if you look along the edges of it, you can actually see what might look like relicking, and you might think, oh, relicking is kind of cool, but it's actually not relicking. It's just kind of stuff that has stuck to the finish, like if it leaned up against something, or as you can see along the bottom, especially sitting on it, even in the rack, it'll get marks from that. So just gonna get an all new paint job. And speaking of which, speaking of Squiers especially, here's my Squier bass. Look at those strings and how corroded they are. These are the original strings that came with the Squier bass when I bought it maybe like 10 years ago. And yeah, it's the frets themselves are super dirty. It really needs some love. It sat basically unused for several years because I didn't have a good amp for it, and I hate playing bass without an amp because part of that bass experience is feeling it, you know, in your gut. Before I forget, if you find this video entertaining, please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, including these projects that are coming up. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll tag along with the upcoming projects and see what happens.